Hello everyone and welcome back to Living Faith. Today we are going to delve into a powerful lesson about living our faith through the timeless story of the Good Samaritan. In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus tells of a traveler journeying from Jerusalem to Jericho who was sadly attacked by robbers. Stripped of his clothes, beaten, and left for dead, this poor man was in desperate need of help. As fate would have it, a priest came down the road. But upon seeing the injured man, he crossed to the other side and continued on his way. Similarly, a Levite, another religious figure, also passed by. He too saw the man suffering and yet chose to walk away, offering no assistance. It seemed as though no one would stop to offer aid in this dire situation. But then, a Samaritan, a person often looked down upon by the Jews, came traveling down the same road. When he saw the injured man, his heart was moved with compassion. He went to him, bandaged his wounds, and poured oil and wine on them to soothe his pain. This parable is so much more than just a simple story. It is a profound teaching about the very nature of love and neighborliness. The priest and the Levite, who one might expect to be compassionate, failed to show mercy. Their religious roles and positions did not translate into action when faced with real human need. In stark contrast, the Samaritan, from a group considered outsiders, demonstrated true neighborly love. He didn't care about social barriers or prejudices. He simply saw a person in need and acted with kindness. This immediately challenges our preconceived notions of who is worthy of our help and who is not. Jesus used this parable to answer the question, "Who is my neighbor?" The answer is clear. Your neighbor is anyone in need, regardless of their background or status. We are called to extend compassion to all, just as the Samaritan did, reflecting God's boundless love for everyone. In our modern world, we encounter opportunities to be good Samaritans every single day. Perhaps it's the person struggling with groceries at the store, or the newcomer in your community who feels lost and alone. It could even be someone with different beliefs or backgrounds than your own. Think about the times you've seen someone in need, maybe someone experiencing homelessness or facing hardship. Have you ever felt that nudge in your heart to help, but then hesitated or made excuses? The parable challenges us to move beyond hesitation and act with empathy. Being a modern-day Samaritan means actively looking for ways to show compassion and kindness in practical ways. It means stepping outside of our comfort zones and reaching out to those who are hurting, just as the Samaritan did on that dusty road to Jericho. It's about seeing the image of God in every person we encounter. The most powerful lesson of the Good Samaritan is undoubtedly the lesson of compassion. Compassion is not just feeling sorry for someone, it's feeling with them and being moved to action because of their suffering. It is empathy in motion, love put into practice. The Samaritan wasn't just moved by pity, he was moved by compassion that compelled him to stop and help. He didn't just offer a kind word and walk away, he invested his time, resources, and effort to care for the injured man. This is the depth of compassion we are called to embody. This parable teaches us that true faith is inseparable from compassion. Our faith isn't meant to be confined within the walls of a church or our private prayers. It is meant to overflow into our daily lives, motivating us to be compassionate and merciful to everyone we meet, especially those in need. The story of the Good Samaritan is a powerful example of faith in action. It's not enough to simply believe in good things or to say we have faith. Our faith must be lived out through our deeds. The Samaritan didn't just talk about love, he demonstrated it tangibly and sacrificially. James tells us that faith without works is dead. The Samaritan's actions were the very evidence of his living faith. He didn't just think good thoughts or offer prayers from afar. He got his hands dirty and actively participated in the healing and restoration of the injured man. So let us ask ourselves, how are we living out our faith? Are we being like the priest and Levite, passing by those in need, Or are we striving to be like the Good Samaritan, demonstrating our faith through acts of love and compassion? May we all be challenged and inspired to put our faith into action, making a real difference in the lives of those around us. The parable of the Good Samaritan is a timeless reminder of what it truly means to live a life of faith. Let us all strive to embody the compassion and action of the Samaritan, showing God's love to everyone we encounter.